Everett Crimson Tide here today. Brian Circle. Brian, I walked in the football game with your father. We were talking about you want to have your one big game. One big play was enough, but the defense bent a little bit. You didn't break the big play. Walk us through the fumble recovery in the end zone.
I was just chasing down the play. I think it was Van Note. He kind of broke away. Saw the ball pop loose, and I just went after it. Nobody was getting that ball away from me in the pile.
Is that the happiest feeling you've ever had in your life?
I couldn't wait to get up. I was in that pile. I was trying to get out so fast. I was so happy. I'm so proud of my team. We're like brothers out there. We work through everything together.
This is a great finish for you because you had a little sort of a tough beginning with the injury. Didn't come back to the Somerville game, but it's all behind you now because you got 2 in a row.
Yep. I kind of wanted to get back early when I got hurt, but Coach Dib just told me to wait for the Somerville game. I waited. And thankfully nothing happened. I'm just so happy right now.
Forget I told you too.
Yeah.
Brian, you guys as a defense had to be getting a little tired. They had the 2 16-play drives on you. They had the ball almost the entire second half. But again, as John said, you kept bending and came up with the one big play. Were you guys getting tired out there on defense?
Yeah, we were getting a little tired. That's why we called a couple timeouts. We were getting tired, but we had to work through it. We knew we had to. We knew that was the season, and luckily we made out that huge fumble play, and it came out for the better for us.
John, I got to go get Frank.
So the defense certainly was huge in this game. The fumble recovery by Josh Payon. How big a lift is that with Payon being carried off on a stretcher, giving a little one-upmanship, arm up?
That was a big lift for us. Georgie is a major part of our defense, and once he got hurt, we knew we had to step it up a lot. And it's just like a fallen brother. We all knew we had to step up. Tommy Lamb came right in, he took his place, and he did a great job out there.
Well, the ball, you got it. It's going for Coach.
100th win.
I know. We talked about that as well. We got Frank Nuzzo.
Nice to see you.
Jake Falvey.
What's up, Frankie Nuzzo?
I got to tell you, we just talked to Brian. This is the most famous hat in Everett football dynasties. This has been won through a lot of Super Bowls. And Jake, this is going to be the most satisfying Super Bowl win.
It's unbelievable. Frankie, Brian, all these kids. We lost 2, Nascimento and Georgie Paoni. We lost them. I mean, we missed them.
You can talk a little about the jobs that Richard Thomas did in the defensive backfield coming in. We talked about he never thought he'd even be on the field.
I think Richie Thomas is one of the happiest kids in the world right now. And he deserves it.
As well he should be. Jake, thank you very much for stopping by. Frank Nuzzo, you're probably the leading ball carrier. You had enough carries here for them. But this day belongs to the defense, and you put the exclamation point on. Talk us through the pass, the interception, and running right by your own bench.
I was just there when the ball was in the air, and I ended up taking it to the house. I'm really happy. The title's in Everett for another year. We want to keep it there. We really do.
Frank,
played hard.
You had looked like you were reading the quarterback all the way on that play.
His eyes.
Yeah, he seemed to be keying right in on Van Note the whole way, and you just stepped in front of him.
Our coaches prepared us so great, and we just did what they told us to do.
Well, just an outstanding. Another big part of this defense is Mr. Mazzio right here. And tell us about the last drive. They started their 7-yard line. They looked like they might be going to go in. What was the thought in the huddle defensively?
They were driving on us, but we just had to get it together and come as one as a team and just try to stop them as hard as we could. And they kept driving on us, but we all just came together. Ross Petratonio, big play coming down the line. We all had to come together and just play as a team and tackle them as one. Not one person, everybody as one.
We got Ross Petrantonio here, Josh DiBiaso coming in behind members of the team. Ross, did you think you'd be involved as much offensively as you did? You made the big play, the big catch in the opening drive for the touchdown. Tell us about that one. Was it just the wind knocked out and you went down, caught the ball?
Oh yeah, the ball was real hard, surface. It was all right though. We played a real good game.
I guess you did. Now the defensive backfield had to come together a little bit with the loss of Nascimento early, but we talked about Richard Thomas did an outstanding job.
Yeah, he stepped in big time. I got to say that. Screwed up a couple times, but he made it up when it counted.
Well,
he stripped that ball down near the goal line. It was a good play.
That was the big play, and he's going to be, as Jake Falvey said, one of the happiest guys in Everett right now is going to be that young man.
That's right. Yeah, but he never thought he was going to be able to play. He came in, stepped up. I feel bad for Jay Nas, but this game was for him and Georgie. I hope he feels better too. Georgie, hope you feel better.
Josh, you didn't get to carry the ball as much, but you blocked. You threw some big blocks on got some big first downs. Moved the ball on the ground, got good field position, kept the ball away from that offense for quite a bit. They looked like they were running the ball right down your throat to start the second half. They had 8 touchdowns starting the second half this year. They weren't going to get number 9.
It was just an excellent game. Both teams played great. I can't say more about my team. We just played with the class, respect, and Arnie's in the way, but that's okay.
You had that
picture. Excellent, you know. St. John's really stepped up. They played a great game, and what can I say? I don't need the ball. As long as my team wins, as long as I'm making blocks, that's like getting the ball for me. That's like my prize. You know?
This was all year long. They talked about number 1, number 2. In my mind, this was 1A and 1.
Oh.
Now they just switch it around a little bit. Everett is 1.
Yeah.
St. George is
That's
1A, but 2 great football teams doing battle.
That's right.
Paul, I'm going to give it to you down here. You can talk to Coach Dibbs.
We have a wet Coach DiBiaso and his family here. The first family of Everett football, John. Despite what Coach O'Leary was saying in the paper, you had to think that you guys had to be a slight underdog coming in the game just because they have a lot of athletes all over the field. But yet again, your defense, after giving up a touchdown in the very first play, shuts them out the last 22 minutes. What a great job by the defense.
It's a testament to the kids, Paul. They stepped up big. We had some key injuries. We lost Jason Nascimento, one of our top cover guys, 1 minute into the game, and we had to put a kid in, Richie Thomas, who hadn't played much all year. And Petrantonio and then Robinson really stepped up to help him back there. And then our linebackers, I thought, played great all game. Nuzzo, Arsenault, and Peone. Again, Georgie gets hurt, and after he's having a great game, we got to put Justin Sullivan back at linebacker. So these kids just played fantastic. I mean, they stepped up. They answered the challenge. They answered the bell time and time again. Just so proud of them. I think the whole community's proud of them. It's a win that just leaves you speechless.
And I know it's a team thing, but you got to. What better way to get win number 100 for you?
Well, we don't even think of it that way. I think of it win number 100 for Everett High program, and I'm very, very proud of them. My assistant coaches are fantastic. They did a great job preparing them, and then the kids stepped up. And as I said to the Boston television stations, and I said to the newspapers and things, you're very proud when you live in Everett and you have you're born a child that's a son, and you can't express how proud you are. Because instead of buying a pacifier in Everett, we buy him a mouthpiece.
John, it's almost like a fight. You guys obviously got knocked down there in the first play. That's quite a start. Antonelli waltzes in the end zone, and some people might be saying, boy, this is going to be a long night. But your defense just found a way. St. John's had 2 16-play drives in that half. Mike Milo, we see him.
Mike.
2 16-play drives. Of course, Frank Nezzel makes the great individual play for the touchdown, and then Thomas actually, I think, knocks the ball loose, and Sherko dives on it in the end zone.
Yeah, that was just a big play. That turnover. We're hanging on by a thread there, and I told our defense, we're going to have to get turnovers, and I think we got 3. I think we got a fumble, an interception, and another fumble. So, there's the guy, the architect of the defense. He's the guy.
Mike Milo, John.
Mike Milo, just an outstanding job. You come in. A lot of people thought this would be 28-27, 32-30, with high-powered offenses on both sides. But everybody knew coming in there were 2 very stingy defenses. You lost 2 key players from the defense early in the game. First play of the game, Nascimento goes down. Tell us about the job that Richard Thomas did coming in, stepping in.
Yeah, Richie did a great job. He broke up that pass, clutch play on the 4th down pass. He made a hit. Ball's right in the kid's head. He made a hit. Jarred the ball loose. We got the ball back. But the defense, once we lost those guys, we just had to play bend, not break. We couldn't gamble. We couldn't do our regular thing. So we just sat in our base and just hope for the best.
Well, you certainly played outstanding defense. Along the way, you look at Frank Nelson's interception, obviously, but before that, he got a tip. Down here near the end of the game, you saw a tip away by Justin Robinson. We're going to hand on. Antonelli was wide open for a touchdown. Some big plays. This is certainly a team effort defensively.
Oh, yeah, the kids always play as a team. It's the only way defense works is as a team. You can't play defense with one guy. You can't have a style. No one gets the ball on defense.
and Adam Arsenault, and Adam Arsenault and Danny Sullivan were Adam Arsenault and Danny Sullivan as they normally are.
Oh yeah, and Adam was playing with really like a severe injury to his rib the whole second half. So there were reasons why they moved the ball a little better the second half. But we came up to big plays when we needed them.
Well, what better way to get Coach Dibbs his 100th win than beat St. John's Prep on Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, that's a great feeling.
It certainly is. Congratulations to you on the job you've done the last couple of years, and congratulations for the program.
Thank you.
Paul, just an outstanding game, 13-7. The defense, who would have thunk it, defensively winning the game here? Everybody thought a shootout between all the athletes on the field. There was going to be a lot of points scored, throwing the ball, running the ball. it winds up with an interception of 97 yards and a fumble recovery in the end zone to decide the football game.
Well, John, we started on an 85-degree day out in Leominster. We're finishing on a 25-degree cold night in Brockton, but I don't know that anyone thought this team could run the table. They obviously did. Just an outstanding effort from John DiBiaso down to the last freshman on the team carrying the bags out of here tonight. Just a tremendous, tremendous team win.
Well, you look at, everybody talked about the Division I, Notre Dame and Vanderbilt and all the schools. They found out there are a lot of athletes in Everett as well. The community has certainly turned out a lot of athletes. 2 years in a row. This is the 7th year. 6 times they've been in the Super Bowl. I think this is their 3rd or 4th win. So Coach Dibbs doing a job along with Milo and Jake Falvey and the rest of the coaching staff. And the kids really bent, didn't break, and come up with a huge game tonight. And it certainly was an outstanding, both teams, outstanding team, 2 outstanding teams. And if you bought a ticket to this one, you got your money's worth. This is a great game and one of the big wins for Everett. And I'm sure if we could find Fred Forrest here someplace, he'd be the sun. It would look like the sun was out. It would look like the sun is out. But 13-7, the final score as Everett makes it 2 years in a row, and 2 years in a row knocking off St. John's Prep. 13-7, the final score for Paul Harlan. I'm John Huffman saying you certainly had to enjoy this one. Good night, everybody.